Good evening. Thank you very much. You may be seated. Thank you very much. Before we begin, I do want to thank the Secretary of Labor for coming here tonight. Thank you very much for your work. We're going to talk about the economy tonight, and I know there's been a lot of talk about the economy, especially over the holidays. And Mr. Secretary, think about where we were 4 years ago. We had 15%, 15, if I remember right, 15.3% unemployment in this country. We had a raging pandemic. Now look where we are right now. When we set out on this mission 4 years ago, I had a goal, and I still have that goal of getting our unemployment rate to 3%. We've gone up a little bit than where I think we should be. And we're going to address that coming up in January with the new session of Congress. One of the things, you've heard about my enhanced unemployment program. We're going to reintroduce that again to Congress and hopefully get that number back down again. But, tonight we're here and I want to speak about the strength of our nation and the foundation of our shared success, and that is the American economy. It's more than just numbers. It's about our families, our communities, and the opportunities we create together. President Biden once said, "We are the United States of America, and there is simply nothing to beyond our capacity when we do it together." Those words remind us of the boundless potential of our nation. When we unite behind a common purpose, it's that belief, faith in our collective strength, that has guided our work to rebuild the economy, restore opportunity, and ensure that every American shares in the promise of prosperity. And that has been the goal of this administration since day one. When this administration took office, the groundwork for historic recovery had been already laid, leading us out of crisis with bold action and unwavering faith in the American people. Together, we built on that foundation to chart a path of growth and opportunity. First, we've seen a resurgence in American industry thanks to bipartisan investments in infrastructure and manufacturing. We're revitalizing sectors that were once considered lost, from semiconductors to electric vehicle factories. They're opening throughout the country. They're opening their doors. Their jobs are returning to our shores. And the phrase "Made in America" is once again a badge of pride. Second, we've invested in the American worker. Under the leadership of this administration, we expanded training programs, modernized our education system, and created pathways to good paying jobs. Every American, no matter where they live or their background, deserves a fair shot at success. And that ties into education. That ties in very much into education. I think about in our own family, my brother-in-law, when he graduated from high school, of course, the traditional step was to go to college. He found out that college was not his thing, and he comes from a family of electrical contractors, and he went off, became an apprentice electrician, and is now one of the leading job foremen in Dallas working on electrical contracting jobs. They've done some big jobs. His company has. So there are pathways forward. College is not always the answer, but there are pathways to success. And under my administration, we're going to ensure that everyone has a pathway to success. Third, we strengthen the middle class, the backbone of our economy, tax cuts for working families, raising the minimum wage, and providing affordable health care are not just policies, they are commitments to fairness and dignity in the workplace. These efforts have delivered results: record low unemployment, rising wages, and a sense of optimism in communities across the country. But as President Biden reminded us, the job isn't done until every American feels the benefits of this progress. That's why tonight I'm announcing the next steps in our plan to keep the economy growing and ensure no one is left behind. First, we will launch the American Future Infrastructure Initiative. Over the next decade, we will rebuild our nation's roads, bridges, and broadband systems. While creating millions of union jobs, this is not just an investment in our physical infrastructure, but in the communities that rely on it. In my own community back home in Texas, we have this road that is the main thoroughfare for my hometown. Many of the press have been down that road many times. It is the lifeline that intersects a major highway. There is a plan in the works to bring this road to life. It's starting to age. Under this infrastructure program that we're announcing this evening, it will provide the funding for that road and bring businesses not only to my hometown, but to every town in the country. Second, we will accelerate clean energy innovation. Building on President Biden's leadership in tackling climate change, we will invest in wind, solar, and battery technologies that will create good-paying jobs and secure America's leadership in the global clean energy economy. And let me say this, and you've heard me say this on the campaign trail this year. There's been a lot of people who ran this year who have these targets out there who said within the next 10 years, within the next 20 years, we're going to convert over. I have made this promise several times, and I'm going to make it again here tonight. We will not convert over completely to EVs, completely to solar, completely to any major conversion in electrical infrastructure until that infrastructure is ready. If it takes 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, whatever it takes, when the infrastructure is ready, we will convert, and not a day beforehand. Third, we will expand affordable childcare and housing. No parent should be forced to choose between a paycheck and caring for their child, and no family should struggle to find a safe, affordable place to live. Fourth, we will continue cutting costs for working families, from lower prescription drug prices to tax relief. We are putting money back in the pockets of the people who make this country run. And you've heard me talk about this commercial, and I'm not going to talk about the name of the drug. Excuse me. But there's this commercial where the spokesperson touts this drug and he shows the price. The price through a major drugstore is about $400. But through their plan, you get the same prescription for $38. My question is this: why is it just for this particular type of medicine and not for every single medicine in this country? Everybody in this country should have affordable health care. They should have affordable health care. It is not right to make a choice between medicine and rent. It's not a choice. I have a teacher friend of mine who a year or so ago got prescribed a medicine that is something that she needed, not something that she wanted, something that she needed. $600. How is that fair when Big Pharma is raking in billions in profits? Billions in profits. We are going to have affordable health care for everyone in this country, irregardless of their income bracket, irregardless of zip code. Finally, We will ensure that rural communities and small businesses thrive. And I refer to him a lot, but President Biden understood the importance of investing in Main Street America, and we will build on his legacy to make sure no community is left behind. I think of this story, and a few years ago, I made a trip there to southeastern Tennessee. The town was built on the coal industry. The coal mine was nearby. They established this town. The workers lived there, made a great living. And when the coal mine was, when they got through, when the company got through with the coal mine, they up and left the town. The town is reeling now. The town is reeling now, and these folks who live in this town are the nicest people in the world, and they shouldn't be treated that way. There should have been a plan in place for when this company left out. We're going to do that under my administration. There's going to be a plan in place before a company up and goes. We should not do that to our own citizens. My fellow Americans, we are in a defining moment. This is our chance to shape a future where opportunity knows no bounds. It won't always be easy. But again, as President Biden said, this is probably one of his favorite quotes, and I've paraphrased it a few times, but I'm going to give him full credit tonight. There is nothing beyond our capacity when we do it together. Let us rise to the challenge. Let us keep building on the progress we made, not just for today, but for generations to come. And let us remember that our strength lies in our unity, our resolve, and our shared belief in the power of the American people. Thank you. May God bless you. May God bless our troops, and may God bless the United States of America. Thank you all very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you.